bring on our special guest, Creighton Volleyball head coach Brian Rosen. How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Dude, I appreciate you taking the time. I appreciate you joining me. You're going to play Nebraska tonight. Obviously, that's a big match for you guys, a big match for them. It's a rivalry match as well. But before we get to all that, let's talk about the season so far. Currently, you guys are ranked 18th in the country, but you have not taken the, hey, let's live in a bakery and schedule a cupcake in the non-conference approach. You have number 2 Penn State, number 5 Texas, number 14 Kansas, number 22 USC, Louisville. Tell me your approach to loading up the non-conference schedule with a bunch of really good opponents.
Yeah, I just think for us, our conference is different. It's still a really good conference. It's been the 5th best conference in the country 3 years in a row, but we don't get the P4 test that everyone else does towards the end. So for us, it's all about scheduling those matches early to build our RPI, build our tournament resume, and we think we're as good as anybody in the country, and so we want to challenge ourselves against anyone and everyone we can, and get national TV exposure for our program, which obviously helps with recruiting. And although we'd love to win a few more of these, we feel like we're right there, and we're competing. We're in every set and getting a little bit better every weekend.
So you're 5-4 on the season, like I mentioned, 18th in the country. But again, you've played 2 top 5 teams, 3 top 5 teams, 4 top 15 teams, and 5 teams overall that are ranked. So again, you're not living in a bakery, no cupcakes for Creighton Volleyball. Talk to me about what you've seen from your team so far, because you faced really good competition, which gives you the opportunity to learn, hey, this is what we're good at, this is what we need to improve on. So what have you seen from your team so far?
Yeah, obviously so many new faces on this team from last year to this year. And the one person on our team that we did not have this spring is Anna, who's our starting setter. And you could just tell that from kind of the early season matches that we were pretty vanilla. We were pretty basic with our offense, which made a team, like Penn State and their size, just made us a little bit easier to defend. But we could see even in that match that we were going to be gritty. We were going to be competitive. Our block and our defense are really good. And then I just think our offense has gotten a little bit better every single weekend. Our issue in some of these matches that we've lost are we just struggled to side out. And I think that was kind of based on our offense, because our passing is also really good. And then this weekend by far was our best offensive weekend. I think we hit at or over 300 in all 3 matches. And Louisville was a great test. I think they're one of the better defensive teams in the country. And so to hit as well as we did and be as productive as we did against them was really good for our confidence, even though, we'd love to win it. We played a great first set. I think the second one went 32-30. And I thought we were in every set. We just got to close out ones like that to get a different result. And then we played 2 really good teams after that. Rice is a perennial NCAA tournament team. UNI's top 30 RPI every year. They challenged Louisville as well. And so to sweep both of those and in pretty big fashion was, again, really good confidence for our offense. I thought we were really balanced as well.
All right, talk to me about the Nebraska match tonight. I'm sure you're studied up, ready to go, prepared for that match. What have you seen from the Huskers so far? Undefeated number 1 team in the country. But what have you seen from them so far this year as you get ready to take them on this evening?
Yeah, they're really good. I think obviously we've gotten to see now, I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 maybe in the the AVCA polls or whatever, whether we played against them or whether we were just at the tournament that they were at as well. And I think right now there's one clear number 1, and that's Nebraska. And then I think that 2 through 20, we feel like we can beat anyone. And I think this is maybe the most parity we've ever seen in volleyball. I think the end of the COVID year and those kinds of things has made teams a little bit younger. Maybe teams unlike Nebraska who have a lot of seniors and older players. Obviously incredible depth on their team, but yeah, we feel good about some of our matchups. Our service pressure has been the key to our success all season. So if Nebraska's in system, any team's going to have a lot of problems. So our focus has to be to get them out of system, allow our block to set up, and give ourselves a chance to limit their options. But yeah, if they have all 3 options going at all times, they're going to be really hard to defend. And same thing for us. We have to stay in system and create a little chaos for their block as well.
What's it like when you're getting ready for a team? And obviously they're number one in the country. You said they deserve to be so far this year, but they've got a little bit of the box office attraction to them as well with Harper Murray. It's 10 of the most followed volleyball players in the entire country. Of those 10, 7 of them are on the Nebraska volleyball team. And then you got a former, player and alumni and national champion in her own right multiple times, whether it be player, head coach, who's now the head coach, and Danny Busboom Kelly. Harper Murray's very, very popular in a lot of circles. So talk to me a bit about just like staying focused and not getting sidetracked when you're playing a team like this.
Yeah, I think there's 2 parts to that. I think first, I do want our team to understand and be grateful for how incredible this opportunity is that we have tonight to play in front of hoping 17,500-ish fans. I said in a press conference, 2 teams are going to get to say they did that this year, and that's us in Nebraska. And so making sure that we are grateful for this. You do look around and take in, before the match starts, and then obviously once the whistle blows, we got to dial in and make sure we do all the little things to give us a chance to win tonight. But yeah, I think there's added excitement for who we're playing against. Anytime you play a number 1 ranked team or a top 5 team on national TV in that kind of environment, it adds to the excitement for our athletes to want to compete and want to be successful. And so I think they have that little bit of a chip, obviously, that we've never done it before and wanting to be the first to do it. And so I think all those pieces are there. And, as we were going through scout, our players know everybody on their team. We don't have to say all right, well, number, 12 will do this, or number 27 will do that. It's Harper, or it's Taylor, our athletes know who they are and have seen them. And so I think there's a lot of familiarity for sure.
Talk to me about the rivalry aspect of this. Obviously, in-state rivals, 2 teams that are NCAA tournament teams every year. You play every year. Campuses are 45, 50 minutes apart. Talk to me about the rivalry aspect of this.
Yeah, I think obviously it can only be a rivalry if both teams are really good. And I think, it gives so much credit to Coach Booth, to Coach Cook, and Terry Pettit, and, for building these programs into what they are now to make this a real rivalry that 17,500 people even want to go see. So I think that's such a big piece to this, that you have 2 pretty consistent top 15, top 20 programs that get to play each other every single year. I would love to make the win-loss record closer. I think that helps with any kind of rivalry too, that both sides are able to find success. In my this will be my 4th year in my 3 previous meetings. 2 of them have gone to 5. One of them I think was in 4, and so we've always felt like we've been there. We haven't been able to find a way to win those 5th sets or win the ones that were there. So obviously last year one of the sets I think went 30 something, and Lane Choboy was I think in the middle at one point, and so yeah, it's such a fun environment. I love the volleyball fans of Nebraska. I think they genuinely just love good volleyball, and that's what I learned my first match in this rivalry was, when we made a great play, everyone cheered. When they made a great play, even our fans cheered. And then, when things get tight, either the Let's Go Jays chant start or the Go Big Red chant start. And so I just think it's a friendly rivalry between 2 incredible programs from the same state. And it just so happens to be the mecca of volleyball.
Talk to me about taking over, because, Danny Busboom Kelly taking over for Coach Cook. As you mentioned, you're taking over for Coach Booth, a legend, both legends. Yeah. So talk to me about what that's been like for you, because this is obviously Coach Kelly's first season, Busboom Kelly, her first season as head coach at Nebraska, but your first season as a head coach at Creighton. What's that been like for you?
It's been incredible. Again, it's a dream job in a dream place for myself, for my family. I'm so fortunate to still have Coach Booth at my side, taking my phone calls. She was here supporting her daughter and us this weekend at the tournament, so I got to kind of talk and sit with her again. And she has made me a better person, a better coach, and so just forever grateful that 4 years ago I took a crazy leap of faith to leave the Southeast and come to Omaha, Nebraska. And it's just been such a special place again for my family, my kids, and all of us. And so just blessed to be where I am. And, like I said, for my players, like I mean the same thing for myself, making sure I take a look around tonight and realize kind of like where I'm at as well.
So I actually had the opportunity to throw out a first pitch at a Storm Chasers game last summer. And Coach Booth, I think she threw out the pitch it was right before me. Man, she can throw a little bit. She's got an arm on her. She threw pretty well. I was pretty impressed. So talk to me about because there's Creighton fans all over the state. Obviously, a lot of Husker fans on a soccer team that one of my daughters play for. I have 5 daughters. Almost all of them still play soccer. A lot of them play basketball. Volleyball is becoming big as well as they get older. I discovered, my wife happens to coach this team, and I discovered that there's a family they're huge Creighton fans. And I had put out a post about a year ago, something about the Nebraska Creighton rivalry, and they kind of joked and they thought it was funny. I put out another one. They were a little more serious the next time I saw them. It was all in good fun, but talk to the Creighton fans out there, anything you want them to know or a message for Nebraskans in general that you'd like them to know about the Creighton volleyball program.
I just think, from an outsider coming into Nebraska 4 years ago, again, I am so appreciative every day of the volleyball support that we get in this state. I've been a part of really good programs and been around really good programs that dream and beg and have to do all these kinds of things just to get a couple hundred to show up at a game. And so to be in the environments that we get to play in, even on Friday, we had standing room only for the Louisville match and, sold out those games. And so being at a place and in a community that supports volleyball like this is incredible. And even at that, there was a high school jamboree a few weeks ago at a football stadium now. And so seeing all of this in this state, it just takes my breath away sometimes. And so I'm just so grateful for them. And I hope that, when our fans come or even the Nebraska fans come, that they see that we have a team full of grit, that play with a ton of joy, that don't give up on points, that support each other, love each other, and play really hard for each other and for the fans. And that's kind of the brand that they want to show off.
To be clear, the Creighton family that I'm referring to, they're pretty awesome. They're pretty proud. So it's pretty cool to see how proud they are of Creighton volleyball and Creighton in general. They're specifically volleyball fans as well. So that's pretty cool to see. Talk to me about pro volleyball in the state of Nebraska. I don't know how much you follow that. You're right there in Omaha. They love volleyball, and you've got the Supernovas, and I believe there's some sort of merging going on. I'm not completely up to speed on that. But talk to me about your take on pro volleyball growing in America, but specifically in Nebraska as well.
Yeah, I think we're just at a time where we're just so lucky to be in volleyball. I would say historically I hadn't really followed it, but now that we've had several players go from Creighton into these pro leagues, definitely following it a lot more. And we've become friends with a lot of the coaches that are at both teams here in Omaha. So we've gotten to learn some of the ins and outs. And obviously Coach Booth now is with Love. And so getting to talk to her about all the different things and changes. I just love that our collegiate athletes are going to have opportunities to play after college. 2 years ago, the only way to do that would be to go overseas. And, the Nora Sisses, the Kendra Waits, the people that, are close to family and wouldn't want to do that would just, stop playing volleyball and go into their professions, which is obviously great too. But now they have this opportunity to play volleyball. And so, and I think it even starts at the youth level. Love partners with like clubs in the area. So like Premier Volleyball Club here in Omaha is partnered with Love. And so these like young, like my daughter's there. So like at 10 and 11, like my daughter is getting to be around these professional volleyball players so that she can sit and watch them and dream that one day, like I could be a professional volleyball player. And 2 years ago that wouldn't even be something they would ever think of. And so, boys, like when I was growing up, like, I could dream of taking the last shot, in the NBA game or hitting a home run or all these kinds of things. And, young girls that wanted to play volleyball weren't able to do that. And I hope that through PVF or MLV or Love, like now these young girls growing up can look up to these collegiate and professional athletes and see themselves doing that one day.
All right, last question, Coach. I appreciate your time. I mentioned, you talked about the opportunity to play pro volleyball or collegiate volleyball, or just want to get better in volleyball in general. If you're playing youth volleyball or high school volleyball, as I mentioned, I got a bunch of volleyball players in my house.
Mm-hmm.
What advice would you give them, or would you give me that I can share with them?
Just get out and play. I think there's volleyball at all levels, from middle school teams to travel club teams to whatever. Get out and play. I think, and play small groups. Like if you can get into grass tournaments or beach leagues or any of those kind of things. Just obviously, the less people on the court, the more touches you get. And so I like where I came from in Florida, there were so many like outdoor tournaments for like young kids to play, just because of the weather. And so like I really encourage young players, including my own daughter, to play in doubles tournaments, triples tournaments, because it just gets them more touches on the ball. They're able to do more things. And then my biggest pet peeve in youth volleyball is position specific training. I think way too often right now we take a 10-year-old and we make them a middle or a setter or a whatever, instead of just allowing them to play the game of volleyball, do a little bit of everything, and just become better. Because I think it just pigeonholes people. You look at like a Catherine Plummer. I think it'd be easy to take a 6'6" kid and just make her a middle, but she ended up becoming one of the best 6 rotation outsides in the country. And so there's so many examples of that where they just stick the tall kid in the middle and don't let them do anything, instead of developing their whole game. So those would be my few things.
I appreciate the advice. You actually just described exactly what happened to my niece. She is very tall, and basically they stuck her in the middle, and then when it came time for her to rotate out of there, she got rotated out of the game, and it was a little frustrating. She was like 9. So anyways, appreciate your time, Coach. Good luck this evening.
Thank you so much. Go Jays.